Go live now. There we go. All right, so hello everybody. I'm just gonna pack up my computer here real quick, so bear with me. Get over there. Let's get up here for now. Keep charging, thank you. Oh man, where's my iPad? No stories. The kid's iPad. I just wonder what the heck is going on. I am getting myself organized here, and we're gonna go see some cats right now. All right, so it might be a little laggy for a second because I am kind of in a metal structure, but it's gonna clear up really fast here. And away we go. All right, so I gotta find the feed on my phone. You guys are talking to me, I have no idea, so let's find that. Hey, good morning, Gail. Okay, maybe just big cat rescue. There it is. And we're off. All right. Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Bonnie. Good morning, Deb. Chris, hello. And good morning, Dawn. All right, everybody. Might get a little laggy in some spots. Kind of getting a grip on where it's going to be laggy, so I'll just give you some updates as we go along. Today I am running on the MiFi, so just expect for a little bit of lag. But it's pretty early this morning, so I selected to go live at 9 o'clock. Number one, because I'm here. Number two, because I think we're still feeding some cats, or we're just wrapping up. Kim, oh really? Hold on. Brittany's on the little horse. Well, Paul, welcome. I'm Andy. That's awesome. Brittany sounds a little horse this morning. All right, so I'm just gonna play the audio of the cats as we go along here, like I usually do, so you guys can see the cats. And if you are fairly new to watching my feeds, super high-res video, but occasionally can get a little laggy. So you may need to just adjust some of the settings on your computer. Karen Nash, let's try again. I am me. Yeah, I'm me. Karen, are you convincing yourself of something over there? All right, so here we have Duchess.
Duchess is a female tiger. We don't know how old she is. She arrived at Big Cat Rescue in August 2015 with 3 other big cats after being confiscated by the Ohio Department of Agriculture. Her owner had failed for years to comply with a very basic 2012 Ohio Dangerous Animals law that just required decent caging and registering the animals. It was passed after a man named Terry 2011, dangerous animal, including 38, out of their cages and killed them as approved deputy the animals. In golf carts as they ride by her enclosure. She loves enrichment, pumpkin, and blood. The favorite of our tour herself perfectly for photos. She's also great with operant conditioning and very smart. Her favorite game is stalking keepers in the morning before breakfast. She leaps out over her tree stump at them, and she has one of the best chuffs, a noise tigers make as a greeting.
So right now she is currently locked in her roof section until they come around and check her food, make sure she ate everything, and it looks like she did, so they'll be coming around soon and let her back out in their whole space, and then she'll run around like crazy. All right, so it's gonna get a little laggy here near the gift shop. Warning. But let's go see what the lake looks like this morning. So in Florida right now, in Tampa, we've been experiencing some pretty awesome weather, right? I like to call it like the calm before the storm, so to speak. This week it's been like mid 80s, not crazy humid, pretty darn nice. But next week we're going to be up in the high 90s. Yay! No. But I guess it is what it is. It is really quiet here right now. Everybody's eating or has just been fed. It's time to take a nap. Not much wind. Not a cloud in the sky. It's just gorgeous here. All right, so let's see who is out and about this morning. We're going to start with our large cats, then we're going to mosey on through to the small cats. And we're only going to go for about an hour today, maybe an hour and 15 minutes. But for any of you that are wondering, yep, Dylan and I are eating salmon skulls tomorrow. Frozen tuna was one thing. Frozen salmon, I think, is going to be a whole nother bag here. So we'll see how this goes.
Hey, Lauren, can you switch to 3? Good day.
I am not getting any comments. Really weird. Let's open Facebook back up. Hey, Servy. And here we have Servy.
Servy is a female serval born January 1st, 2000. Arrived May 25th, 2010. Servy was a pet. She lived in a beach condo with her owner in Marathon Key. Her owner became gravely ill and ended up in the hospital. Servy was left behind in the condo with no one to care for her. Animal control was called by a neighbor who in turn contacted Big Cat Rescue. Servy was one of the lucky ones. Many people that have these animals as pets do not consider what might happen to their wild pet should they no longer be able to care for them. These unfortunate pets do not always end up in sanctuaries. Servy's owner passed away shortly after her rescue.
All right, so there is the story of Servy. All right, so just going through the comments here real quick. Sounds like Brittany's thing is following Andy. Barbie, I'm not sure where you're going there. Let's see. Did I miss anything along the way? Lots of ewe salmons. I get it. Yeah, Facebook is glitchy a lot. I'm gonna try to make sure that it's not on this one, but you know, we are all subjects to the Wi-Fi gods as of late. All right, let's get to up to speed comments. So if I missed any of your comments, I am sorry. Facebook wasn't showing me comments, but it is now. And the stream's looking pretty good today. This is the other side of Tiger Lake here. I don't really get to see it very often, so check it out. There's a Swanda staring at us. And looks like some ducks in the water. It's a pretty nice day through and through. Now, I did see one comment in there, Mary, about shoveling snow. I grew up in Rochester. Bridget and I lived in Milwaukee for a while. Bridget grew up in Wisconsin. Oh, I know snow. No explanation needed on that one. And I'd like to say I feel bad for the people that live up north, but I actually really do miss the snow. Yeah, yes, all the cats are in cages. Every single one of them. Oh man, Nick, good morning, man. I love seeing people with questions like that, or rather comments. Let's start at the top. Volunteers are not paid. I'm a volunteer, and I'm here because I feel that I believe in the mission, so I take a good chunk of my time and deliver it to it. So, when it does come to getting paid, well, the definition of volunteering is not getting paid. And also, the definition of interning is typically not getting paid either. Now, some businesses do choose to pay their interns, but here we do give them a stipend every week. We go ahead and give them housing, pay for their electricity. So basically, we do everything we can to make sure that our on-staff people are taken care of. Looks like we have a tour going on here. So you know what? We're going to do something a little weird today. We're going to kind of double back a bit and come through here. And let's see. Yeah, we are not cooking. Well, I guess the salmon is already cooked. At least I kind of hope so. I mean, I'm buying it in a can. All right, what else? Let's see. Bethany, why are the animals in cages? Well, cats are apex predators. And there's laws that dictate if they're born in captivity, we can't release them. And, you know, the laws, they make sense to an extent. For example, if a cat, like a large cat, let's just talk about tiger for a second. A large cat, like a tiger, is fed by a human its whole life. And then, or even just for like, let's say, you know, its adolescence, right? So from a baby to like its teenage-ish time, we are unable to release that cat into the wild. And so if it's born in captivity, it has to stay in captivity. And the reason is that we are part of the food chain, humans. And in order to keep the animals safe and to keep us safe, we have to make sure that that cat is, well taken care of, number one. And also, if the cat gets out, let's say, and starts roaming about, all of a sudden we become what the animal looks for food, right? And if we don't feed it, all of a sudden we become food. So, yeah, not cool. All right, let's see. Yep, only virtual tours right now due to COVID. And I don't think you can see the queen, but she is back there. She's like right in the middle of the screen. I want to play her audio. Maybe she'll get up and come over once she hears the audio playing. So here is Nikita.
Nikita was found when she was a year old in a crack house during a drug bust in Tennessee. She was chained to the wall with a short chain on a concrete floor, so she got no exercise and arrived here with huge swellings on her elbows that took months to heal. She was so thin that you could carry her under one arm. In addition to being underfed, she had not had a proper diet, so she had a plethora of nutritional issues to deal with as well. The authorities took her to the Nashville Zoo at Grassmead.
All right, so I'm pausing the audio just really quick. So, rule of thumb for all my tours is that fire away with what you got. Many of us, when we were new to Big Cat Rescue, just learning about the mission here, we asked a lot of questions that were really similar to what our negative fans, we'll call them, use as criticism. And so when somebody does ask a question, let's try to look at it in a slightly different light and maybe help educate them, because a lot of the times when we do have people that criticize the nonprofit and the good work that we're doing here and really just don't understand it, sometimes they just need us to look at their comment as a question that we need to positively answer. So, for example, we can't let the cats out because, well, number one, it's illegal. Number two, well, if they're, running around, cities and whatnot, they can't be caught, then they're put down. So as far as that's just kind of how it rolls. And those of us that do volunteer, we don't get paid because we're volunteering, right? That's kind of definition of volunteering. You could wiki that. You see that right in there. All right, so let's go ahead and hit play.
But she had been declawed and could not live with the zoo's other lions. Big Cat Rescue agreed to take Nikita in, as well as 3 bobcats that all arrived in 2001. At age 5, she had become a tall, healthy adult lioness, but remained very lanky because she was a picky eater. That changed when our financial support grew to a point where we could afford the expensive ground meat, specially designed carnivore diet we now use. Nikita loved it and filled out quickly to the 500-pound lioness you see today. When Nikita was younger, she was extremely playful and loved to roll on her back and grab her paws or try to do somersaults whenever visitors stopped by to talk with her. Now in her senior years, we still occasionally observe a slow roll onto her back for visitors.
Yep, and I don't know if you saw it, there was the slow roll onto her back. She lifted her head up, looked at me, and put it right back down. So, anywho, back to kind of what I was saying there a second ago. Our goal here at Big Cat Rescue is to educate the public not only on the cats and the plight of the cats, but also the Big Cat Public Safety Act, so we can end the trade of these cats. And so, to the point that was raised about, if I can't have one in a cage, why should you? Well, a couple things for this. There has to be places that help the cats. There has to be places that save the cats, right? So it's, in a way, it's almost like, well, I can't, man, that's a terrible example. Think about it like an orphanage of sorts, right? Where we bring in, the cats that are in abusive situations or don't have a home. We take care of them and give them the best possible life that we can, right? And with that, we have earned an accreditation from the Global Federation of Animal Sanctuaries that will go ahead and, well, lots of questions here. What's the difference? Personality? Okay, all right, cool. Kathy, I'll get to that in just a second. It says, live free, I assumed humans were caged off, not animals. Access to the environment they lived in, or live free. Okay. I see exactly what you're saying there, Bethany. Okay, so I'm gonna throw that other thought to the side. We'll come back to it later. As far as living free, we try. Our cages here are gigantic. Actually, most of them are larger than a suburban home. So when the cats are in their enclosure and running around in there, just lots of space for them. And super important, there's no concrete slabs for them to sleep on, right? Cats don't have concrete in the wild. They're not built for that. Also, when it comes to our cats, we give them enrichment and we try to keep them as entertained as possible and as happy as possible and the best quality food that we can possibly afford. Our freezer here, for example, you can walk into our freezer if you really felt the need to and go ahead and grill up half the stuff in there. It's actually really good. Well, it's really good for the cats. For us, I don't know how much I dig zoological mush, but, I guess if I was starving, I could live off of it. Now, what you're looking at here is a 2.5 acre vacation rotation enclosure. You're not going to find this or anything like this at the vast majority of places that have animals. Now, there's a couple out there that do have large plots of land, and actually they're pretty close to being on par with us, if not on par with Big Cat Rescue, as far as their sanctuary and how they deal with things. Now, here at Big Cat Rescue, we rotate the cats, the large cats, through this large vacation area. And this will allow them to run around, get up to full speed, all that fun stuff. And so, it does provide them with kind of that wild-ish sort of feel, right? Now, there's a tiger out here right now. She was running around just a little bit ago, so maybe we'll see her. But she may be hiding. There's a huge lake back there with sprinklers in it. There's multiple dens. There's all sorts of cool stuff in here. And I do have a video that was posted on YouTube.
Scale on all property.
I do have a video that I posted on YouTube not too long ago where I gave you guys a tour of this. And occasionally, if they are mowing the lawn or something, I'll run in with the camera and see what's up. But let me turn the camera so you guys can see it as I go along, and I will play the audio of vacation rotation. And I'll get to the personalities thing. I didn't forget about that. I was trying to get the heavy questions out of the way first. Vacation rotation. Where is it? Here it is.
In the wild, big cats would roam hundreds of miles. They are intelligent, active creatures who prefer to hunt at dusk and dawn, but who can see very well at night. They spend their days sleeping and getting ready for the darker hours when they reign supreme over all their domain. Unfortunately, most captive situations provide far too small a space for these big cats. And even worse, they are usually locked into tiny, concrete, windowless cells called night houses during the time of day when they would most like to be out roaming. The reason they're locked up at night is because zoos aren't open at night, and they want the cats to be active when paying guests are there. In most cases, there will be one large enclosure that the public sees, and then tiny jail cells where the cats spend days at a time, so that if it's their only day to be outside, they'll be active for the paying public. At Big Cat Rescue, the cats have far more space per cat than most other facilities. But even still, it's far too small in our opinion. That's why we built the 2.5-acre vacation rotation enclosure. Each of our lions and tigers can enjoy a 2-week vacation in this open air space that has a pond, a fountain, lots of dens, tunnels, platforms, and trees to enjoy. Big cats are solitary by nature, and most of our cats prefer to live alone and vacation alone. We don't force our cats to share space or fight over food. They each have well over 1,200 square feet of space to themselves in their own cat-a-tats. But then, twice a year, they get 2 weeks vacation in this huge space. We move the cats to and from vacation via above-ground tunnels around the sanctuary. The only time there are multiple cats in the cages or on vacation together is if they've been raised together and truly enjoy the company. Anywhere that you see cats living together, they are neutered or spayed to ensure that we do not breed cats for life in cages. Even this huge vacation area is still a cage, and we do not believe that wild cats belong in captivity. We do the best we can for the cats we rescue, but the best thing all of us can do is end the trade in exotic cats by never paying to see or touch cubs.
Yeah, so Howard was on the Today Show, and I'm seeing comments in here about he works really hard, and he really does. I mean, he's one of the biggest pushers and to apply pressure to representatives on this Big Cat Public Safety Act, right? Very outspoken about that. Obviously, Carol is too. So here we have Jazzy Girl, Jasmine. Jasmine Tiger is she just left her lockout, so that's where you saw her sitting in what looked like a little cage. That little-ish cage is only little because we need an area that we can safely clean when feeding the cats. All right, so I'll play Jasmine's audio here. She's like walking away from me, so now she's walking the other direction.
Jasmine is a female tiger whose age is unknown.
Really?
She arrived at Big Cat Rescue in August 2015 after being confiscated by the Ohio Department of Agriculture along with 9 other big cats from an owner who failed for years to comply with a very basic 2012 Ohio Dangerous Animals law that just required decent caging and registering the animals. Big Cat Rescue volunteered to provide a permanent home for Jasmine, and 3 of the other big cats and other sanctuaries took in the remaining 6 cats. Jasmine is a happy tiger known for making unique sounds which make her keepers laugh. Like all tigers, Jasmine loves the water. She really enjoys being showered with a hose during hot afternoons at the sanctuary, and she is a star at operant conditioning.
Karen Saunders, it's good. It's just not Jurassic Park good. I suppose if, I grew up playing with little dinosaurs, but I guess for all due respect, I don't think I'd actually go to Jurassic Park. I mean, I've seen the movies. There's lessons to be learned there. Oh man, that was actually really funny. All right, so the personality question. Do they have different personalities? Yes, we love our puns here. Yeah, they do. And so I'm standing outside of Amanda's enclosure. Amanda has like all this space right now. It's really cool. But, and I probably won't find her, and she's probably not going to come out for me. Now, she was part of the cub petting trade. So we rescued her and her two brothers. So Amanda, Arthur, and Andre. Andre and Arthur have, since passed. But when it comes to Amanda, Amanda is not very friendly around new people. Reason is a lot of psychological damage due to cub petting. Cub petting is one of those things. Could they live free? That's silly to think that they're at a sanctuary to run free. All right, Audra, I'll get to that in a moment. Now, when it comes to this particular practice, by going ahead and paying somebody to pet a cub, all right? We've seen these people at malls, we've seen them at events and things like that. By paying them, what you're doing is you're committing that cat and future cats to a life similar to this. Now, we've been pretty open about the fact that we don't like cats living in cages, period, right? The Big Cat Public Safety Act is written in such a way to put us out of business, right? Once these cats pass and no other cats are being born in captivity, well, then Big Cat Rescue will eventually shut its doors. But the goal is to rescue these animals, keep them safe. And Amanda is in that enclosure right there. You can just barely see her. All right. Off the top of my head, Pam, I am not sure. I do remember his passing. I don't remember why. Yeah. And then let's see. It's from private owner. Lots of good questions this morning. I apologize if I'm missing any. If I am missing some, trust me, you will get 50 answers. Yes, so there are at least 50 personalities. So Amanda, when I come by, usually she'll yell at me. Lately, she's been kind of warming up. I don't know, I think in her older age, she's becoming a bit softer. But usually, if I come around, she will yell at me and tell me what's up. There are a few keepers here where she's nice and sweet too. And that's rare. That's really rare. So anyways, with the cub petting thing. So you go ahead, you go pay to have your photo taken with a cub, and what happens is that you give that person your money. They then go ahead and use that for food or whatever might be needed to speed breed more cats. So if you ever listen to the story of Priya, when we get back over there, I'll play it. These cats are overbred. And a lot of the times what's happening is this person is attempting to support a business on the back of a sentient being. I have a really big problem with this. Because if you have an animal that can think, can do everything that well, most of the stuff that we can do, believe it or not, if you watch them long enough, you realize how intelligent they actually are. If you go ahead and you keep paying for this person keeps breeding cats. Those cats eventually end up on the black market. When they end up on the black market, people will go ahead and buy them thinking, oh, hey, it's a tiger cub. I can go ahead and keep this for a while. Yeah, but they grow up. And when they grow up, they get real big. And then when they get real big, most people either abandon them, lock them in a small cage, or just a lot of other really terrible things. The other thing when it comes to, here's the other side of the lake, and then I'll stop rambling for a minute. The other thing that tends to happen is many of these people are aiming to breed a white cat, right? So like a white tiger. If you attempt to breed a white tiger, any white cat, you need you need a mom and a dad with a genetic trait called leucism. You breed them together, this double recessive gene will produce a white tiger. Many of the times, most of the times actually, these white tigers are, what's going on here? Many of the times, these tigers are imperfect, meaning that they don't have black stripes, they have brown stripes. They may have some deformity of some sort. So for example, with a few of the white tigers that we've had here in the past, one had a deformed upper lip and teeth that were too long, and she couldn't shut her mouth, so we had to do some things to her teeth so she actually could eat. It was really, really sad. Another white tiger here was severely cross-eyed. So as far as that stuff goes, Yeah, you don't want people speed breeding to get white tigers, which are not in the wild. And many people tend to say, well, it's a white tiger, therefore it's a snow tiger, right? It's meant for like way up north. No. It's a genetic trait called leucism. It just takes the orange out and makes it white. And I don't know, there's just so many terrible things that happen with white tigers. But in order to get a white tiger, you're going to burn through many orange tigers. And the reason I say burn through many orange tigers is that those two tigers that do carry that genetic marker of leucism will continually be bred. They will produce orange tigers, and those orange tigers will be raised up, put into the pet trade, tortured, chained to a table, drugged, starved to go ahead and keep their weight down so they can legally be pet, with the exception of age, obviously. And then also, when they're done, sometimes they're grown up just enough to be chopped up into parts, sold. I mean, just really, really bad things. Sold to the private market where people can't take care of them. And there's not many good laws in any states to go ahead and make sure that, your animal's going to be safe, or your neighbors, right? Imagine a 500-pound tiger being in your neighbor's backyard while your 5-year-old's running around. That's a reality sometimes. And one of the really tough parts is, and the reason that Big Cat Public Safety Act's there, is that there's more tigers living in captivity than there are in the wild. When you go and pet these cats and they say, well, it's for conservation purposes. Yeah, you're playing the con, right? So you're going ahead, you're paying this person, and none of that money's going to conservation. Never has, never will. So, this is why the Big Cat Public Safety Act's there. And, with these cats that we have here, none of them are born here. Well, at least tigers. And we definitely do not breed, now at all. Way back in the day, things were a little bit different, and then Carol had a massive change of heart, and we became Big Cat Rescue, right? So, hard lessons learned, but the right lessons. All right, so here we have Kali. And I thought today may be relaxing. Welcome to Andy's tour. All right, so let's get a little bit lighter hearted here. Kali actually had a really good life before Kali came to us. So here we go.
Kali the tiger was born in a travel trailer in the year 2000, the day after her mother and a transport full of tigers, leopards, cougars, bears, and wolves were dropped off at the Augusta Conservation Education, a small sanctuary in Georgia. The founder of the organization rescued over 300 animals in the 20 years that he ran the facility, but in 2014, with his life complicated by a bitter divorce, he could no longer continue and began placing the remaining animals elsewhere. Most of the animals at Big Cat Rescue were mistreated before coming here. Kali was much luckier. She was well cared for. Most cats that arrive here quickly show signs that they're happy to be here, glad they are no longer being mistreated. Kali was different. When Kali first arrived, she was depressed. She would spend the entire day sulking atop her platform. At dinner time, she would come down to eat, but would then immediately go right back up to her perch. Perhaps she missed her former owner and former home. But a few weeks after her arrival, Kali made a complete turnaround. Now she bounces up to the keepers, chuffing all the way, plays with her toys and enrichment, and loves lounging in the tall, soft grass. Thankfully for Kali, she will never have to worry about being moved from her home again. Big Cat Rescue will provide her with a stable and loving home for the rest of her life.
That's funny, somebody put in there, it's an Andy tour. Thanks, Diana. All right. Yeah, I get a little rambly so often, but I try to be educational along the way and take in, haters' considerations as well, because I feel that is really important. Anybody that isn't a fan of Big Cat Rescue, quite honestly, I don't understand why. We all want to know that there's good going on in the world, and we want to know that there's people out there that are really doing good, hard work. And we'd also wish that, people would write a docu-series that was 100% true, but, we can't ask for everything in life. Sidebar. But as far as, I guess that goes, You know, our job as fans of Big Cat Rescue is to kind of spread the word, right? Here's what's going on. Here's why we're doing a good job. And I don't know if you guys know this. Kali got a new enclosure, and I'm pretty sure Brittany probably walked you guys through this. So Kali was moved into Jasmine's space, right? Check this thing out. This is nuts. BCR for life. Aw, thank you guys. So Jasmine got moved into Sapphire's old enclosure, right? And I miss Sapphire too. I saw that comment in there. Kali moved across the street into Jasmine's enclosure. But here's what happened. Jasmine's enclosure is on a little road here where there weren't any other cats in the enclosure. So this is pretty epic. She has all this space. And so for anybody that's like, whoa, what about the small cages at Big Cat Rescue? Watch this. She has all this space. In addition, you also remember the area that Jasmine had here, right? Well, there's now a little tunnel that connects to it. So where the food lockout was is now a tunnel that goes through to where the cougar cubs used to be, right? And so they could come into here, or she can come into here. She now gets this platform, that concrete bunker, I like to call it, but that den back there, but it's all blocked up because we don't want her getting stuck in there. And for cougars, so locked up so she can't get in there. But she can lay on top of it. Another little food lockout in there. And then walk through our memorial garden here because it's pretty much the easiest way. Joe, thank you. That's awesome. So this area here, and it looks like the door's shut there. There's a red pole in there, and I think Afton may have made sure that she stayed down there because they're probably doing some work down this way. But she gets all that, and also, let's see, I think the tunnel comes through here, and she may also get the area where the caracals were, and they've since moved. Yeah, I kind of figured Brittany would have covered this. She does a killer job at this. And so all this space here, and it looks like we have a mount there for possibly an Explorer cam, or there's already an Explorer cam there, and it looks like another one right there. So beefing up our presence, and another one right there. Got a lot of these things. All right, so let's move into small cats. I don't know what's happening with comments here. All of a sudden, it just tells me that Karen Nash is watching a lot. And then I lose all my comments. There we go. People are strange. Yeah, educating people on Big Cat Public Safety Act can be a little hard just because of their acceptance to the idea of, you know, not breeding cats for a life in captivity. One of the ways that I like to address that with people is that if they can't go ahead and wrap their brain around the idea of not breeding large cats anymore for a life in captivity, I address it as though, let's say, you have a mother who was in jail, right, for whatever crime, but she had a child while in jail. Should that child be stuck in jail its whole life, right? The answer is no, but, and for obvious reasons, but the primary reason for that is that the child can come out, be educated, be a good person in society, all that fun stuff. But when it comes to cats, a little bit of a different story. They are apex predators. They are dangerous. Yes, they look sweet and cuddly behind the cages, but we still feel just as bad for these sentient beings as we do the human. I'm looking for Manny right now. He's pretty elusive, and Usually when he hears me, he goes and hides because I never have any food for him. It's Karen's fault. It's not Karen's fault. Oh, Verkada cam. All right. I'm going to have to educate myself on this Verkada thing. All right, I don't see Manny over here. And I don't see Flat Cat either. I can feel eyes watching me, so I know somebody's around here. Looks like we have another camera going in there. Manny is super elusive, I swear. He could stand right in front of that camera, and if he just doesn't want to be seen, you won't see him. This is one of the little issues with 9 a.m. tours. Everybody's asleep because everybody's eaten. I know we will have small cats out and about because small cats are always out and about. Let's see if we can find a caracal here and either one of the adorable pumpkin heads. They too have a very large enclosure. All right, so I don't see either one of them, but let me go through the comments here real quick. And happy birthday, Sonny. Wait, hold on. Good sunny birthday morning from California. Oh, happy birthday, Lisa. There we go. Maybe? I don't know. I'm going for it here. Happy birthday, Lisa. So this is our Fun Cat vacation rotation, or Funcation rotation as we call it. So find the audio on this and play you guys the audio. So again, for anybody that's wondering about size of enclosure or anything like that, this is pretty cool. So our smaller cats get the Funcation to be able to run around, get at the full speed, all that fun stuff. So here you go with that audio. Maybe, maybe not. Play.
Despite her name, Tom Tom is a female bobcat.
Oh boy. There it is. Funcation. Play.
This large enclosure is called the Funcation Enclosure, short for Fun Vacation. Thanks to the support of many generous donors, this $100,000 project was completed in early 2016. We spend an enormous amount of time and energy giving the cats mental and physical stimulation to make their lives more interesting. We call this enrichment. As part of that effort, we rotate the leopards, cougars, and smaller cats into this large enclosure for a week's vacation. Here, they have a new terrain to explore, new neighbors to see, new objects to climb on, and a larger area to roam than their normal enclosures. The lions and tigers have a different vacation enclosure you will see later in the tour.
And for some reason, the video's crooked. I have no idea why. So, sorry about that, gang. Looks like it's been crooked for a little while. Yes, make the call of the wild. We'll talk all about that in just a minute here. Oh! I don't think I'm going to stop for very long. But just under the platform over there, the low platform, straight ahead, you can see 2 ears just starting to stick up. Oh, Sheila, thank you. Hey, whoever donated $10, you're awesome. I know I really haven't been pushing the donation thing today, but there is the donate button on there if you got a couple dollars and you want to feel good about yourself. We are a 501c3, which means that we are a non-profit. So if you click that donate button and kick in a couple dollars or $1 or some change or whatever denomination Facebook allows you to, all that money comes directly back to the cats. So, yeah. So let's see, money that goes to the cats, what do we spend on? Food, obviously, the highest possible food that we can. improvements to our state-of-the-art medical facility that we have for these cats. What else we got? Mosquito, anything to deter mosquitoes and flies. Lumber, gasoline for the lawnmowers and trimmers, paying our water bill because we use a lot of water here. What else? Paying our electric bill because those freezers are not a cheap thing to run. Ooh, what was that comment? Hold on just a second. Fake, stop that. Really good to it. Alright. Okay, yes, alright, Cindy, you brought up a good point. Wouldn't they still need human affection of some kind if, let's say, their owner passed? All right, so this is a really good question, and when it comes to cats, by nature, cats are solitary beings. So, if they were given affection every single day, no, you don't need to continue giving them affection. Just how they're built psychologically. And even your house cat sometimes, if you notice, you always have like Bridget and I, we have 8 house cats, but vast majority of them we never really see, and it's not for lack of trying or lack of enrichment or anything like that. Cats just in general are solitary. Huh. I apologize, gang. I really thought we'd see some servals over here. Well, see if Flint Biscuit's around. But yeah, by nature, very solitary. And they would not need physical contact, right? Now, a couple things with physical contact, and if it's going to get a little glitchy, I apologize. It will smooth itself out. When it comes to physical contact, few reasons why we don't provide physical contact. One, cats don't like it, right? Solitary beings, let's let them be. Number 2, we all like our appendages and fingers, right? So we're not going to voluntarily reach in there with even Smalls, right? So Smalls is up here. Smalls is adorable. Hi. She's up on top of her platform up there. I'll play her audio. Small. So there are Smalls.
The female bobcat Small, one of rescued from Spirit of the Hill, a sanctuary in South Dakota that had their USDA license revoked due to poor conditions there. Smalls was born in 2014 and arrived at Big Cat Rescue in October 2016. Her former keeper in South Dakota told us that Smalls was dropped off at Spirit of the Hills in 2013 by people who found her drowning in a creek in Wyoming. He said she had pneumonia when she arrived and spent her first week at the vet's office. Because we were told she lived with a male bobcat, she was spayed very shortly after she arrived. While she was sedated, we removed a number of rotten teeth.
So there's the story of Smalls. Smalls is one of Bridget and Brittany's absolute favorites. Smalls is just adorable, and it's understandable as to why. So, back to this whole affection thing. No, they don't need affection, and we like our fingers, arms, and hands and legs right exactly where they are. Also, we are certified by the Global Federation of Animal Sanctuaries, and part of that is that we do not touch the cats, right? So we don't buy, breed, touch, sell, trade any of our cats. What's up, dude? Hi! So, what's going on this side of the town? So this is Flint. I don't think I have any audio on this iPad for Flint, so... No, I do not. But most of you know the story of Flint. Hi, what's up? So what are you waiting for? You saw people on the cart there? Yeah? Little donor tour action going on. Flint is one of our youngest cats here, and very curious all the time. So he lives with Gilligan. So in a rare instance, we did put a few cats together. So Max, Marianne are an example, and then Gilligan and Flint. And the reason that we did this is because we noticed that there was a connection between they would to each other for just like as an example, right? So here's the bridge we made to connect their two enclosures, right? Nabisco was on this side, Flynn was on that side, and they would always hang out like right in the side sections over here. And when they would do that, we try to keep a pretty good eye on them, you know, kind of test out what's going on. And then we built this little connecting bridge with the door on the end. And so we left the door down for a while, see how they would interact. Turned out everything was cool. And then one day we opened the door and everything was still cool. And now they're best friends and play a lot, right? They run around like crazy all the time. So if any of you have watched any of the lives where we show these guys, when that door's open, right now is recently feeding time, so they're separated. But when that door's open, they are either sleeping or tackling each other and wrestling. And I think, oh, he's got something. No, see, Karen, you killed my comments again. What? I need a little more coffee? Yeah, I'm only 1 cup in, but did I say? I don't think I said Gilligan. If I did, it's Nabisco. But no, Gilligan is over here. So sorry about that. Maybe I do need more coffee. All right, so where is Gilly? Oh my gosh, you're not gonna be able to see him with this camera. Gilligan is all the way in the back by the rock wall on the ground. So I don't know if he's kind of in the shadow. He's looking at me. Hey sucker, can't see me, can ya? Move along, you don't have any food. Okay, Don, I must have said Gilligan. Whoa. Only a few times. Oh, boy. Yeah, more caffeine's needed here. Yeah, that's sickle tomorrow. I'm so pumped about it. But you know what? I am kind of jazzed up about it because you all kicked butt. And let me fill you in on what happened here. So in that day, you guys collectively raised $13,000. Because of that, it was during the match time. And this was super cool. So because it was during the match time, not only did you all raise $13,000 by your hard work and sharing and all of that, it was matched with another $13,000 during the give day. So technically, we could all pat ourselves in the back because you all collectively raised $26,000 in one day for the cats, right? So yeah, I'll eat a salmon sickle to that, not a problem. Diana, all good, all good. Hey, Pam, thank you, much appreciated. $9.55. All right, so let's work our way over to Tut Tut, see if King Tut's out. I don't see Filmo. Now, tomorrow at 9 a.m., we will be going live. Dylan and I will be eating those delicious salmon sickles. We'll be broadcasting on Facebook and YouTube at the same time, so you can catch it on either stream. In addition to that, Bridget and I will be going live at 10, right? So at 10 o'clock till probably about 10:15, we'll go live for our Saturday walkabout. Now, we weren't planning on it, but since we're going to be here, we said, hey, why don't we just go live? That makes a lot of sense. You know what? I didn't even see if Beecher was out. Shame on me. Beecher! Beecher! There you are! What's up, man? Here, I'll come over here so we can actually see you. So Beecher's one of the only cats that I'll call out his name because he was a pet, and he, I guess, to that whole affection thing, he loves socialization, right? So he loves talking to people, he loves hearing them talk, we love hearing him talk. So here's Beecher's audio. And he's gonna walk away during the audio, don't worry.
With her, and he bit her fiance.
Ooh, man. Start right in the middle on that one.
Beecher is a male Savannah cat born in 2012. He arrived at Big Cat Rescue in November 2017 after his owner surrendered him to us on his 5th birthday. She loved Beecher enough to realize that hybrid cats do not make good pets and wanted him to live as a wild cat as much as can be possible. Savannah cats are hybrid cats that do not exist in nature. They are the cruel, man-made result of breeding a domestic cat with an African serval exotic cat. Beecher's owner researched Savannah cats and even visited Big Cat Rescue before purchasing him for $15,000 from a Florida breeder called Drinkwater Cattery when he was just 7 weeks old. She didn't believe us when we said that owning hybrids does not work out for the owner or the cat. She tried to bond with Beecher and make her dream of owning an exotic-looking cat come true. She fed him domestic cat food and built him a $10,000 indoor-outdoor room in her home. She neutered him and declawed all 4 of his paws, trying in vain to make Beecher into something he was not. She was covered in cuts and scabs from his razor-sharp teeth. He wouldn't cuddle with her, and he bit her fiancé. Finally, she admitted that Beecher could never be tamed or safe or happy living as a pet. With tears in her eyes, she relinquished Beecher to Big Cat Rescue, where he will spend the rest of his days in a large outdoor habitat, being treated like the wild cat that he is.
And so there is the story of Beecher. All right, so since we're going to do a tour tomorrow, let's have a real moment here. Ugh, get this somewhere else. Hey guys, let's have a real moment. Everybody grab your phones. I would like you to go ahead and text CATS to 52886. All right, so grab your phone, text CATS to 52886. Now, once you do that, you're going to get a response that is going to give you the information on your representatives. We'd like you to give them a call. We would like you to ask them to please support the Big Cat Public Safety Act. Now, the vast majority of the representatives, and if it's getting a little laggy around here, it should clear up in just a second. The vast majority of the representatives that saw the bill last time, that voted it down, had no idea what the bill was. All right, so it's not as though we're saying, oh my gosh, why didn't the Big Cat Public Safety Act pass because these people hated it? We're not saying that. What we are saying, though, is that we need to spread some awareness on the Big Cat Public Safety Act. Right now, we have more co-sponsors this early on in the year than we've ever had before. Thing is, though, is that the people that haven't heard about it or that have a lot of things going on in their states haven't paid attention. Right, so we need to go ahead, get in contact with them, let them know what's up, and share information on the Big Cat Public Safety Act. Because let me fill you in on some things. I'm just going to play some audio from Howard here. Once again, Karen, you're blowing up my feed. I have no idea why it's doing that. It's like latched on the Karen. Really wants me to know you're watching, Karen. Okay, so yes, and FYI, just US. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. Joe has been super helpful today. So yeah, let's get this bill passed, no exception. Let me play this audio for you. If it does get laggy, I am around the gift shop, that's why. The gift shop has like I think it has like a black hole under it that sucks in all signals. So here we go.
Today you've heard story after story of these magnificent animals being abused or abandoned. They're estimated to be 10 to 20,000 big cats, mostly living in deplorable conditions in private hands. These animals belong in the wild, not in backyards and roadside zoos. The laws that claim to ensure a humane existence for these animals just don't work. As one example, the USDA rule for the minimum space for a tiger cage is what you see on the sign on this circus wagon. Make normal postural and social adjustments with adequate freedom of movement. With this rule language, the owner of a tiger doesn't know how big a cage has to be. And an inspector, many of whom are veterinarians and really do care about the animals, doesn't know when to cite someone for too small a cage. So almost no one ever gets cited, and tigers spend their entire lives in tiny, concrete-floored prison cells. Florida does specify how big the cage has to be, and is one of the more generous state laws. In Florida, you can keep 2 5-pound tigers in a 10 to 24-foot space, like this memorial plaque area, slightly bigger than a parking spot on a concrete slab. This would be like keeping your domestic cat in a 3-foot-long dog carrier for their entire life. The only way to stop this abuse is a federal ban on private ownership. It's not often in our daily lives that we get to do something that really makes a difference, but you can today. We have a federal bill that would end private ownership and the abuse of cub petting. The bill will pass if members of Congress hear that enough of their constituents care about this issue. We make it very easy to do. If you are a United States resident and you have a cell phone, please take it out now. To show your support for the Big Cat Public Safety Act and to urge your elected officials to do the same, text CATS to 52886. Message and data rates may apply. You will receive an automated response containing a link to our campaign page. Click the link and follow the prompts to make the call of the wild today before you leave the sanctuary. Our goal is to get this bill passed before the next plaque marking the death of one of the mistreated cats you met today goes up on this memorial wall. If you are willing, this call is truly the most meaningful thing you can do to help us stop the mistreatment of these amazing animals that deserve so much better. Last, thank you very much for coming to visit us today and for supporting the cats with your tour fee, gift shop purchases, donations, and calls to Congress. Does anyone have any questions before we go inside?
So let me put the camera on here. And there we go. All right, so as we talked about along the tour today, we covered a lot of stories about these cats and some of the situations that they've come out of. And really, when it comes down to it, none of them should be in this situation, but due to people wanting, to have something like an exotic cat in their lives. Let me make sure the audio's okay. All right. So having an exotic cat in their lives, care of it. Not just these 50-ish cats that we have here that are the issue. Just the other day, about 70 cats were confiscated from an absolutely a person that took terrible care of them. That's why they were confiscated. So, and those 70 cats need to go somewhere. And, when we have individuals like that feel the need to make a business out of displaying these cats and really destroying their lives, that becomes an issue because this shouldn't happen. How's it going? So, when we take a... Hold on just a second, guys.
Did you already do her lockout, her feeding lockout?
No, she's probably going to do her lockout.
Okay, then yeah, I can go with...
So when you have people that feel the need to just breed and breed and breed, that's the wrong reason. And as many of you know, when it comes to doing good in the world, people pay for people doing good far more than they do for people doing wrong. When we look at cats for entertainment, when we look at the idea of taking cubs and putting them in a roller bag and taking them to Las Vegas and wheeling them up to hotel rooms so other people can simply just pay for a cat that was just stuffed in a piece of I don't know, Bridget. When we take a look at that, it's wrong and it's messed up. And this is why the Big Public Safety Act needs to go into play. It's because we have people not unlike the people that you saw in that terrible series that will be more than happy to go ahead and exploit these cats, similar to the guy in Texas, right? So that we have to really sit down and consider and see, you know, if contacting our representatives is the right thing to do. And you know what? It is. We need to go ahead, take a step back, and say, you know, we're doing something wrong here. You know, going ahead and letting people breed these things and go from there. Now, from my perspective, you know, I do believe they're American right to do what they want to do with their lives, because they're not hurting others. And animals are. So, you know, if you guys pick up the phone, text cat 52886, and do something that's actually going to help these guys, and that's simply spread. Keep in mind, it didn't pass last time because it didn't have enough face time in front of a lot of representatives. It got really, really close. It just needs that extra little push, and I think we can do that this time without much issue. So let's see if there's any comments here, and then I'm going to move along. All right, so black hole. All right, so thank you anybody that may have donated. I see there's $61 in there. You guys kick butt. Few things. Tomorrow, 9 a.m. East Coast time, so East Coast United States. We will be going live. Dylan and I are going to hopefully not puke our guts out on the screen, but you guys all deserve us to deserve to see us eat that thing. Yeah. So tune on in 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, and then at 10 a.m. maybe on YouTube, Bridget and I will do the Catterday walkabout. So aside from that, guys, that's about it. Cat Lives Matter. Yeah, cat. You know what? We should make a shirt about that. Cat Lives Matter. Carol, if you're watching, we need a Cat Lives Matter shirt. And then that's pretty much it. So, all right, gang. I'll talk to you all a little bit later.